I got all my best Pokemon with me. Get ready to lose. Taunie, all you do is lose. Normal Pokeball. What a pathetic loser. You have a Meowstic. Do you not realize how terrible you are? Like, come on. Watch me win. Doubt it. You're Mega Evolving the Meowstic? Yo, this music is a banger, though. As usual, the one thing Pokemon always manages to do right, good music, and not much else. All right, you're down 1. Oh, no, not Goodra. Let me outrage. Why does Goodra have Blizzard? Wow, that one shot? I know it was Blizzard, but still. That's just a Goodra. Okay, I don't know what the deal with this Goodra is, but it's very annoying. Ow. Die. Nope, you're not hitting me with that. There we go. That was stupid. That is a coffee table. Of course you have Protect. Screw off. Stone Edge. Bye. Ew. Oh, you're megaing this too? Why do these things hit so hard? Feels like they always make the AI... You're joking me. Feels like they always make the AI's Pokemon do more damage than mine do. Get Cancer. Send out the Meganium, I dare you. That's a Manectric. Why do you just get to Mega infinitely? That's not how the game works. Die. Got the poison, gamer. I'll show you an electric move. Yeah, it's Meganium. Time to use the power of our bonds with everyone in Lumiose and Mega Evolve. Just Mega Evolving 3 times in a row? Yeah, it seems fair. I'm really glad we met, you know? I mean it. I'm not. I hate you and hope you die in a fire. The only good Pokemon on your team was that stupid Meganium that I'm still pretty sure cheated. Die. Whoa, would you look at that, Taunie? You still suck. Really are the strongest and the greatest trainer around, Dragelgi. Did she just call me Dragelgi? Did she just say that my Dragelgi is the greatest trainer around? You're literally the most brain-damaged, idiotic character I have ever seen in this awful franchise. Game Freak has never made a correctly programmed game before in their life. I don't think I'd ever have gotten this strong if not for you, Solo. You're a loser! You cheated and still lost. But watch yourself, because I'll beat you next time. No, you won't. I'm Team MZ's leader for a reason. No, you aren't. You two and your Pokemon look so immersed in your match and so happy to be that way. Not really. What a marvelous battle, simply wonderful. How remarkable to battle without holding back an ounce. It must come from fully trusting your Pokemon and knowing each other's strengths. I wish the Gulpin would just, like, eat Naveen whole in the background. I think it's also thanks to my mom. She always believed in me. Tawnie's mom, by the way. Tawnie's mom, a character not brought up once other than a post-game optional main mission that you have to do 15 Royale battles for. It's so weird that the people who wrote this game were like, yeah, let's give Lita and Tawnie and Naveen, like, these family backstories that, like, define their characters. Okay, how are we gonna bring those up throughout the game and, like, build upon those? What are you talking about? No, we'll, like, mention them and throw away, like, final side quests in the $30 DLC that they'll mention once and then will never be relevant or come up again. Like, we're not gonna build up their characters or, like, do anything with their backstory. Are you insane? What are you talking about? You think we're actually trying to write characters? This is Pokemon. We don't have to do anything or try at all. So why would we? Does my heart a great good to know that about her. Thank you for telling me. You don't need to thank me. You have much to offer, Lumiose Tawnie. No, she doesn't. I think you'll be able to do a great deal for the city. No, she won't. Working at Quattro, I look forward to seeing what you will accomplish. She's gonna burn your company to the ground. And I hope she takes this entire awful city with her. I should be going and not bother you young people too long. Be well, Team MZ. You can tell she cares for Tawnie. I'm feeling kind of inspired now. Gotta keep working on my dancing. I know what you mean. I got plenty of work to do before I can become a full-fledged designer. These characters are so one-note. Even when they have a bit of, like, personality, it's just like, I dance, by the way, and I sew. Oh, that's our entire character. Everyone on our team is so free, yet free to be boring. Hey, would you mind if we hung out and talked a little longer? Maybe up on the roof? God, I want to push you off the roof so bad. I'll be up there. They're really going to make me walk up to the roof instead of just fast traveling me there? Like, come on, man. There you are. I literally followed right behind you. Thanks for humoring me. Our battle earlier got me reminiscing, like about when you first rolled into Lumiose. Isn't it wild how fast it all kicked off from there? It was very slow and tedious, actually, and repetitive. Your bag gets stolen right out from under your nose while we're filming a video, and there you are without even a Pokemon to help you. I remember thinking, wow, this tourist is not ready for life in Lumiose. Well, I learned pretty quick that I'd misjudged you. Yeah, you're a pathetic loser. Especially after you and a Totodile you just met wiped the floor with poor Andy. Your sheer talent as a trainer is something else, you know that? Yeah, whatever. It's true, look how you shot up in the ranks of the ZA Royale. Well, getting up high in the ranks of the ZA Royale doesn't mean anything, apparently, if you were able to get the A rank. I think it was when you calmed that rogue Mega Absol that I really started believing in you. Obviously, it was great having you on our side, but I started to doubt myself a little. By the way, something else I want to point out that I think is lame in this DLC is they introduced, like, this Mega Z crystal thing where it's like, if it's a Z-Mon, then it, like, gets special bonuses. The only two of them are Absol and Lucario. There might be more. I don't think any of the others are Z crystals that we've gotten. There might be more of them if you do, like, the online to unlock. Maybe there are some more there. But in the main game, without having to do the online battles, unless I'm mistaken, you only get 2 of those special Z Megas, and one of them you only get after you do all of the main story and the Rayquaza. Like, you have to go through all of the main story to get the side quest to get the Lucario Z. But why even make the Z Megas if they barely exist? Look how fast you shot up the ZA Royale ranks. It's almost like you skipped half of them. So true. So true. Like, did I really deserve to be leading the team with someone like you around? No, you didn't. You didn't deserve it. Well, I'll tell you this, it's because you're around that I started seriously striving to become the strongest Mega Evolution user, and you failed at every step. Incredible. Your entire life is defined by failure. Think of how many rogue Pokemon we managed to save after that. We, you say. I know you took point on that. Which of us on the team was the best sidekick, though? You're all worthless. I guess Naveen. You're all garbage. Seriously, not me? You are the worst character in this game. Fair enough, though. Naveen's great. A little nitpicky, but still. Of course, you were on your own when it came to promotion matches. Who do you think gave you the hardest time in the ZA Royale, by the way? None of them, honestly, but Corbeau's the best character, so. Cass, I need you to know I said and you failed at exactly the same time as you just then. Based. Oh man, Corbeau. Woo. You probably already learned this lesson, but never trust easy money. You're an idiot! Glad we managed to meet so many people, share all those Pokemon battles, and learn so much about each other. My goodness, are you done yet? That's what made it so we could band together and protect Lumiose when we needed to. Still, when Angel Floette went rogue, I was pretty nervous up there in the tower. Yeah, you really screwed up everything, huh? No way, I knew you all had my back. When everyone fought their way through the city to reach Zygarde, that was incredible. And then you even managed to Mega Evolve Zygarde. No one else could have pulled that off. Yeah, correct. Only I could have. Trust me, Solo, you're amazing. I'm so glad we're part of this team together. Proud of us all. Losing AZ was hard, but we carried on, teaming up with Karina and Ansha. Losing AZ was not hard, by the way. I could not care less. And managed to save the city again. We took care of Hyperspace Lumiose and set things right. We sure did, I guess. You know what made it all possible? Team MZ being full of the most incredible people I know. Literally, it was just me. Literally just me. You all did jack all. Absolutely nothing. Always be grateful to Lumiose. It's where I met AZ. It's where I met all our friends. Please push her off the roof. It's where I met you. That's the best part. Here's to the future. Friends forever, Solo. I hope you die. They can't even animate your fists actually touching in the fist bump. Who else but Game Freak? We're done! Thank goodness, it's over. ZA, in the end, pretty bad. The base game is fine. I like the new megas. I like megas. The rogue mega battles, most of them, like all of the ones in the base game, were pretty good, fun enough. The only mega rogue fight that I didn't like was Tatsugiri. That one was really annoying and I hated it. But, those are probably like, and then going into the wild zones and catching Pokemon, those are the highlights of the game. Running around and catching Pokemon. The Mega Rogue fights were pretty good, and then Mega Evolution is like the best concept Pokemon has ever made. So more Mega Evolution was great, even though not every Mega was incredible. Other than that, pretty much everything else in the game sucks. The side quests are all, not all, but like 80% of the side quests are boring and repetitive. Which, you know, with there being 200 of them, sucks. This DLC is not worth buying. The DLC is just a more tedious version of the base game. The only good thing about the DLC, again, is that it adds more megas to the game because mega Pokemon are cool. Everything else about the DLC sucks. I absolutely would not have played this DLC if I hadn't been bribed to do so, and I will never play this DLC again. And anyone who asks me if it's worth buying, I will tell them no. It is a waste of your money. The making of donuts is tedious and boring. The way the hyperspace works and how beholden to RNG you are at getting Pokemon to show up that you need for the Pokedex sucks. A bunch of the legendaries in the postgame are locked behind the very slow and boring, like, hey, get 25,000 survey points, then go into the level 5 thing, which needs a level 5 donut if you want to have any amount of time to look around, and then hope that you run into a legendary Pokemon is terrible, and I hate it. And the game is just really, like, playing the DLC was just the most tedious, boring parts of the base game, but worse. But, the other thing also is that Legends ZA is just a way better game. Legends ZA remains undefeated as the best Pokemon game released in the past, like, 10 or 15 years. Like, being locked into Lumiose specifically and having the wild zones, the only wild zones that actually have any differentiation, there's the Icy Wild Zone, and then, like, That's really it? The Icy Wild Zone is the only wild zone that really feels different from any of the others? Like, oh yeah, you have one that's like, oh, but this one's a graveyard. Yeah, cool. It's the same as all the others, except there are a couple of tombstones. Oh, you have this one. Yeah, it's got a lake in the center, but that's it. It just has like oh, this one has a river going through. Cool. It's the same as the rest, except more annoying because it's split in half, and you have to go out of the wild zone and then go back in the other side to get to the other side. So many of them are just like cookie cutter. It's so boring. It's so boring. You mean Arceus? Did I say the wrong one? Did I say it backwards? They both have the same name, as far as I'm concerned. Arceus is way better. ZA sucks. I might have misspoke because I was getting mad. But like, in Arceus, you have 5 different unique locations, and each of those unique locations has like little sub areas in it that are different. Like you have the snowy area, which has the big snowy plains you can go across. Then it's got the temple that Regigigas is in, where you can go through the temple. And then it has the giant glacier spot. It has the waterfall off to the side, or a frozen waterfall. I can't remember. It's not frozen. It's just a waterfall over there with a little forest, a snowy forest. And then you have all the ice caves underneath. Like one big unique area with like 4 or 5 other sub areas in it. You don't get that in Legends ZA. In Legends ZA, it's all just city. But don't worry, one area is icy and the other area has a lake in it. That's the only thing that's different. Otherwise, all of them are the same. And it just takes so much of the fun out of what made Arceus like the best game they had made in recent years, which is exploring and catching stuff. That's what made Arceus fun. Like the combat and all in Arceus was lame. I didn't care about it at all. It was your classic basic Pokemon, but they were like, we added swift and strong moves, which don't really change much. Like, who cares about any of that? What was good about Arceus was exploring everything and catching everything and going on your riding Pokemon. That was fun. And then ZA just like super dumbs that down and also gives you a new combat system that is like, hey, look, we made it real-time action instead of turn-based, but not really, because it's still basically the same as turn-based. You have an annoying lock-on that sucks, and you just lock on, and then you press like A and B, and then the enemy Pokemon is dead. The only thing that was good with the combat really, which was the rogue mega battles, because you had to actually avoid stuff because the rogue megas would attack you. But hitting them back still just boiled down to lock on, press A and B, and then just like keep hitting A and B, or A, B, and Y, or like that was it. It's still basically turn-based. It just like fools you into thinking it isn't really. So at the end of the day, ZA, thumbs down. Not a very good game. The base game is fine. The DLC turns this game into a slog that is really boring. But the base game was like okay to play. Worse than Arceus, but fine. With the DLC, straight up bad game, I would say. The DLC actively makes it worse in my eyes. But yeah, I think that's I think I'm done with my ranting now. So I don't think I really have anything else to say. Again, only redeeming factor, bunch of cool new megas, mainly Dragalge. Chandelure also good, and Staraptor, there are a bunch of other good ones too, but Mega Dragalge is absolutely the standout to me. I love Dragalge, and Mega Dragalge is fantastic. One of my new favorites, for sure. But yeah, that'll do it. So I'm gonna wrap up here and call it a day. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I had to be bribed for the DLC, but you know, it is what it is. We're finally done with it. We do have another Pokemon playthrough coming up because it was on the sub-goal list because getting bribed to do this DLC threw off. I wanted to have like a break in between ZA and the next Pokemon playthrough, and I am going to take a bit of a break. We're going to wait, but we're going to do Pokemon Emerald Sea Glass because it was on the sub-goal list. I put it on the sub-goal list a year ago, and we didn't hit it until like right when ZA came out. And then I got bribed to do the DLC. But, so we're going to be doing a Pokemon hack, Pokemon Emerald Sea Glass. Look forward to that if you want more Pokemon content. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, at least a couple of weeks before we crack into that. But we'll probably start it sometime in March, maybe early April, but probably in March because I want to get the sub-goal list done. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, even though I really started to lose all enjoyment towards the end of the playthrough. But, I had some fun here and there. But, yeah. Oh, one other thing I didn't say is that the story, like, sucks. They skipped through half of the alphabet thing, which was like the coolest thing they had going was the rank up system. And like all of the characters in this game suck other than Corbeau and Terrigan. And like maybe LeBain, but not even her really. I think LeBain's circumstances are funny, but as a character, she's whatever. So they really dropped the ball on that. Like Corbeau is Corbeau and Terrigan are the only characters worth remembering from this game, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you for future playthroughs, Pokemon or otherwise. Until then, farewell.